More support means I can rely on TuneCore, like someone answers the phone to answer my questions.
I'm not talking to a bot. It's actual humans. You're only gonna get that with TuneCore.
And now the first one, my last season's favorite, East Side. This side I support West Side. East Side by Free Made This.
Let's start with the first one. So this is Frey, and this is Sarkon, this freestyle.
Hi, my name is Free. I'm a music producer. I've been in the scene since about 2018, 2019, so that's about 3-4 years. I kind of took it as a hobby initially, but I decided to go full-time last year, and then I do this for a living, and this competition was sort of like a fun, challenge for me on the side. I think I missed like the first ever edition. Like the first one, I didn't know even existed, but then the one after that I joined, got to the finals, shout out Exo Breezy. Then I tried again, this time tried something completely different and sample challenge. I knew that I already had like a rough structure and a beat in my head. Like I knew what was the style I wanted to go to, because I told you I entered this competition like trying to focus and limit myself to like a box in a way to like unleash my creativity. So then I already had like a structure and an idea, but with the moment I heard the samples, I was trying to think like what samples could work within the context of the beat that I already had. You know what, screw it, I'm gonna try a different genre like at each challenge. So I think the first one I did like normal trap, and then I tried drill. So I was thinking like moving forward I'm gonna try like, I don't know, try and twist it up, do R&B or something. Like I was thinking of doing that, but we'll see.
I like the glide.
Use of sample is great, but I wish the piano didn't outshine the sample. The sample could have been more upfront. Arrangement, mixing is great, 808 sound good, melody is catchy, not bad, but I just wish the sample could have been used better.
Well, I really like the beat. I think it's pretty fire for a standard beat, and I think that I can see a lot of good rappers, getting on it and killing the beat as well, and I like that. I'm gonna do a little scoring before I move on to the next guy.
Okay, I think this is pretty good. It needs a little bit more melody, I feel, but so far it's pretty good. Like if a rapper is gonna put their vocal on it, I think it's really bouncy. So yeah, good effort.
Okay, let's give a little bit of comment. Last season, Free came through. I am a huge fan of his production because I am very particular when it comes to like EQing, the panning of the beats, how producers or beat makers use their knowledge when it comes to spreading the sound of instruments, and of course the arrangement, the energy of the beat, and I think Free nailed it for this one.
So, I mean, there is an arrangement there, but I feel like whether this is considered a demo or this was considered like, this is it, I think like it can be mixed way better, because it almost feels like it's just leveled, and like maybe it's meant to have space for a voice, but I think even that being said, like it almost felt like the bass was the biggest thing and then everything else was very flat. And I think that's okay if you know how to work like flat stuff, like, and really make it like kill. But I think a better mix can definitely balance that out lah. And I wouldn't suggest what, because I think you can do a lot already just by hearing this lah. Since the arrangement is down.
Let's go. The next one would be Fauxe Shamir. Fauxe Shamir sounds very familiar. Unknown Radicals Okay, was. Still a very good young producer. Love his work. And now I'm about to listen to the beat. Let's go.
Yo, it's Faiz. I'm a producer and yeah. I've been producing for close to like 5 to 6 years and been working with Young Dirty Bastard, who's gonna be, his name is also Bazil, and so with Faji. And my reaction when I got into like fresh out the block is like I'm not like surprised, because like, you know, this is like my third time and I'm always like, it's always all love for Rio, the team at Young Taufu, and I'm always excited to know like what they've been up to and like what they can provide for like the hip hop scene. Yeah, honestly, I think without like Rio, like the whole FOTV thing, it will be quite hard to know like these producers actually exist. That's what I told like my like artist friends as well. Like, you know, like keep a lookout for this like FOTV thing, because you know there is a lot of producers out there that they are still unheard of, and this is just a starting point. So to many more from this FOTV. Yeah. And then gave the sample. When he made the samples, like I knew that it was him too, because I had sessions with Dan as well, and he's a like good friend of mine, and we've always had conversations about like the different samples that we could get, and I just based it off that Peristiwa sample that I heard. That was the one that sparked off the whole thing. Yeah.
Fire, is this a trap, boy?
Hey, boleh masuk joget Melayu ni?
I think straight off the bat, like this is like a lot more well balanced. The way the samples are used, are creative enough to keep that sort of bounce going. The only two things let's say I'll introduce is this lah. I think one, if you know how to play a bass or keys, or know someone that can play bass or keys or both, I think it'll be a very good introduction in this track, because like with the way you sampled, right? I call it like atas melody, you know, because they're all on top. And for example, there's not much of a bass, or there's no bass. It feels like there's no bass element at all, and not like low end bass stuff, but like a groove carrying it lah. Maybe if the sample did that, like some of the samples, maybe if you cut off a lot, like some of the low end. Sorry, if you ended up cutting the low end, maybe you can keep some of that low end. But I think like all I wanted, like like even if how do I say this? Even if this is meant for like a rapper or a singer, I think if with what you have, right, I think adding a bass and some keys, right, to complement your movements, I think it'll be very shook.
Good use of sample. I just wish the arrangement, there's some progressions, like maybe a section A, section B, different. I like the bounce though, like very Timberland, Pharrell kind of bounce. Good use of the percussion samples I gave, the gendang and all that.
I have to give it to him when it comes to creativity. Arrangement, okay. Melody, okay, because he's just using the sample. Creativity, high lah for sure. But when it comes to like, I was looking forward to that low end hit, like that boom. It's missing that boom. Let's just proceed with the scoring, I guess. Creativity, yeah.
I think this is like I said, I think this is a pretty good track. It has the ethnic feel to it and very well produced track, but the only thing missing is the thumping drums and the 808. So I think if you could add that and maybe the second segment you could add in more like hi-hats or some kind of percussion, I think you'll create more flavor and diversity to the track. Yeah. So overall, this dope.
I really like the sample on it. I'm really waiting for it to build up. Like it feels like it's coming to something. Snaps. It's not building up into something that different. My comment for this is that I felt that it lacks a build up. Like it captures my attention, and I'm anticipating to build into something huge, but I was left disappointed. So. Faiz, I hope you can work on this beat and give me something in the future that I can really go, wow,
Let's move on to the next one. How do you pronounce his name? Nekia? Nekia? Is that correct? Nekia Beats? Okay, Nekia Beats. Okay, let's take a listen. Eastside, come on, come through.
My name is Joshua and my producer name is Nekia Beats. Yeah. So, Nekia means a person who can talk to the dead. So what my music wants is, what I want to do with my music is to like revive it, make it make it big again. Like when I first get the sample, I was thinking, how am I going to do this? Like, cause I was in army, and when I first heard the sample, I was also still in army, and I was like trying to figure out, okay, what do I need to do, or like how much time limit I actually had, how available I was to be able to do it. Looking at the schedule, I was like, I could not make it for so many things because of COVID, and like because of COVID, I have to confine more than 2 weeks, so every time I book in, I have to confine another week. So I only left like maybe 1-2 days to do the production. So while doing the production, I was trying to find out what would be the fastest way. And the fastest way was to just take a melody and then play around with it and then add the drums in it, which was the most effective and efficient way I could do my beat. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so number one, it feels like maybe this person's new to making beats because even though it's not, actually this just sounds like an idea, it doesn't sound like it needs to be it's a song per se, or it's even mixed or anything like that. I'll say this is an idea. So if this is an idea, right, and you are new, I mean, if you're not new and making beats for a very long time, I think that has to be rubbish, because we have to treat it like everyone differently, so I feel like if this is an idea and you're new, right, I think number one, when you have gamelan samples, right, even though the gamelan sample is not like, it's not playing tung 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 tung, it's going tung 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 tung, you know, it's all this kind of vibes going on, right? Remember to try your best, or actually don't say try your best. Make sure you keep that rhythm going even when it's on the tempo, so that like it doesn't like slur off. Because like when you hear the sample, right, it starts off okay, but as it goes in and it goes out to the ending part of the loop, right, it starts to fade off a little bit off tempo. So even though yes, it always starts right, don't forget how the sample carries on as the loop is going on, lah, you know.
Oh, that's it? Okay, cool. I guess if you put it on YouTube and I have my children in front watching it, that's a perfect track for it. So they will start singing and, you know, sound very, you know, likable for kids, I guess. It's not bad. Nikia beats.
Okay, it's off time. The bass is off key. This could have been a good beat if it was not off key and off time. See where he was heading with this, but damn. It's a bit yeah.
So the next guy up, his name is Reka, also from the east side. There wasn't any working title to it, so I'm just gonna check it out. Here we go.
Okay, hi, my name is Wayne. I also go by Reka. I'm a producer from the East, and I've been producing, I would say, fairly for about at least 5 to 6 years. Yeah, started back in about 2013 until now. Yeah. So I was approached by a close friend of mine in the DJing scene that I've met back in about 2018. He was the ex-winner of Fresh Out the Block, which is Germs. Shout out to Germs, because he just DM'd me one day on Instagram saying, you know, hey, there's this Fresh Out the Block submission for beatmakers. You know, there's a submission entry. Why don't I just give it a shot? So I just told him like, nah, honestly, I don't think I'm cut out for it. And then he had full faith in me. Like from the onstart, he had always told me, no, I think you can do it. I think whatever you have, your style, you know, the way you produce your own songs, I think you can cut. You know you're cut out for it. So he told me to just give it a shot. I'm just like, okay, you know what? Screw it. I'll give it a try. And then that's how we got myself. That's how I landed myself here, through Germs. So honestly, it's a big blessing in disguise that he, you know, I know him and he also had full faith in me to try out for Fresh Out the Block. A lot of the samples that he sent were something that I felt like, you know, it was easy to make. I could fit like most of the samples that he gave me into a song. But yeah, again, I didn't want to, you know, overload my entire track with just the samples that he sent me. I wanted to infuse my own style with it. That's why I didn't really make use of all the samples that he sent. Yeah, but I think it was okay lah. Whatever he sent me, it was workable. It was challenging to a certain extent, but like I said, it's not something that, it's not so bad to an extent that I face a roadblock. Yeah.
Record. That's what I'm talking about. It's good. Hey.
Fire. It's actually very, very good. Love it. Creativity, arrangement, melody. Amazing. One of my favorite, I guess. This has to be one of my favorite. Let's give the score.
So number one, right, the string instrument, right, that dan dan, that's what you did lah, when it should have been dan dan, you know, not dan 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 dan. Yeah, that's alright, no. But I think you were flat there. So if you didn't realize it, I think spend a little time, maybe like do some ear training thing, you know. I mean, for reals, because it's I know that like especially with Middle Eastern stuff, right, we don't talk too much of like 12-tone scale, Western stuff, they can go in between, microtonally. But I think when a microtonal stuff is very blatant and in a loop, it is almost reminded that it is a loop. And I think when we make beats, right, we should never think about bars, but think about, starting from point A to point B. I think besides that, I mean everything sounds alright, it sounds fine.
Oh, that's fire, bruh. That's definitely fire. It's something that I'll definitely play in the club or, even in a live show. I feel that the overall build is very good. He must be pretty experienced producer already, and I like all the layers and even the atmospheric sounds that he put in. I think those are really capturing all my attention because that's what sets you apart and it's unique, right? So thank you for your submission. I do think that this is fire, man. Other than that, I don't know what to say, but it's dope, right?
Super dope. This is really super dope. Like I think the whole track sounds full, and I love what you did with the 808, the glide going up, octave going down. Yeah.
Fire, fire, and fire. That's my take. So we are done with the east side. Let's move on to the next one.
Record.
More support means I can rely on TuneCore, like someone answers the phone to answer my questions.
I'm not talking to a bot. It's actual humans. You're only gonna get that with TuneCore.